I think I've said this before, it was finishing school for me. Seeing a great leader like Steve, how he conducted, really, coached through crisis at times. You go through tough times, and I thought he was brilliant. And obviously, we had a lot of high tension, pressure filled games, and you're right there observing all this, and then you learn from great players, which is probably just as important. Steph, Draymond, Klay, those guys taught me a lot about the game. And again, thinking about moments there, being down to Boston in the series, and just seeing how everybody came together and reacted, and how Draymond took over the film session, quite honestly, and so it was great. Steve understands leadership as well as anybody in the biz, any coach I've ever been around, and then Draymond, Steph, those guys are the best. Not great players, but also great leaders.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched us 3 games in a row where we've found a really good groove, played good two-way basketball, and obviously the last game was a gut punch. The OKC one, we played well. They hit huge shots down the stretch, but the other night in Philly, that was a tough one. So it feels great to see the guys respond and come up with a big win against a great team without so many of our guys.
What did you like about your team defense collectively today?
We were on a string. We were connected. I thought we did a pretty good job taking care of transition, which was our number one key. They are so fast in transition. They're one of the best teams in the league, scoring in the first 8 seconds of the clock. They get the ball down the floor, and I thought we took that away. They killed us on the offensive glass, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. Our guys really battled and just stayed with it. So really fun to see them, pull that off.
How much growth have you seen from Pat Spencer as a playmaker, as a passer, and then people?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pick and roll threat that he brings that is, he just takes care of the ball in one turnover in 30 minutes tonight and 7 assists. He just gets us into really good offensive rhythm and gets guys shots and just creates really good possessions. Even when we don't score, the possessions feel good when he's out there.
Steve, obviously he's got a lot of talent. What do you think has clicked the most for him here?
For Pat?
For Pat, the last couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, we've seen the competitiveness. We've seen what a good player he is in the past couple of years, but he's really improved his jump shot. I mean, that's the big thing. He's last year he would turn down a lot of threes, drive in, shoot a lot of floaters, and he's never going to be Steph, but he's a threat out there, and that's what it takes. You have to be a threat from the line to be able to pull the defense out, and I just think the shot quality now that we're getting with him on the floor is way better than it was the last couple of years. And then I think the other thing is that his coach realized that Pat is that motherfucker. I think that became clear. Sorry. Am I allowed to say that, or am I going to get in trouble?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right.
Did you know it before Philly, or?
No, yeah.
Philly
I was getting the inkling. It was starting to creep in, but I didn't realize it until he told the world, and tonight it was very clear.
Was that, I heard the celebration kind of in there. Was that about him in particular, or just about the win?
Just the win, It was just such a great team effort. We had so many guys who, came in and chipped in. It was a good team win, and that's what it's supposed to feel like. They're just one agenda, just go win the game, whatever it takes, and everybody did that. It was really fun.
Pat was pretty pumped after that 3, like you mentioned. You were pretty pumped.
Who was?
Pat. You were pretty pumped too. What was that moment like for you?
There were a couple of them, right? I think he hit a couple of them. I mean, it's just fun watching a guy who has had to fight for everything, to finally get his moment and not only seize it, but grab it by the neck. You know, I mean, this guy is a competitor. He loves the competition. He loves to play. His teammates love playing with him. So it's beautiful to watch when you see something like that happen.
Coach, he's a shooter, and shooters shoot. You know that very. From your vantage point, does he seem like a throwback to your era at all?
Well, he's just a gamer. I mean, I don't know if he's a throwback. I just think he's a guy that you just want on your team because he'll every night, every day at practice, he just brings it. He's the ultimate pro, and I think every guy on our team has a ton of confidence in Pat.
Steve, JK is still struggling a little bit. What can you guys do to get him out of the rut he's kind of been in since coming back?
You know, I mean, we've got 15 guys on this team, and every player goes through ups and downs all year. And you know, we're not going to make this a referendum on JK. Like, we had a great win tonight, and some guys, you know, had big nights. Some guys struggled a little bit. We won. That's all that matters. That's all anybody cares about.
Trace plus 15. off
Yeah,
the bench.
I thought Trace was great. Really played with force, and you know, just you could feel his energy out there, the way he ran the floor, patrolled the paint. Really fun to see Trace have a night like that.
You said before the game, you said you wanted Paz to get off the ball a bit more.
Yeah.
Be a little more decisive. What do you think? How do you think he did tonight?
Did a great job. You know, he's a really good player, and he just, you know, he wants to be great, and sometimes he's just a little too ambitious out there. And so part of the thinking, bringing him off the bench, was to let him watch the start of the game and remind him that he's got to play how we want him to play, you know, not how he wants to play. And because he's one of the better players in the league at doing that stuff. You know, he's got great feel. He understands the game, but when he starts to try to do too much, it hurts him and it hurts us. So hopefully, you know, this is a good step for him.
The training staff's obviously going to have.
I'm sorry?
The training staff's obviously going to have to say tomorrow in part, but does a win like this make the older guys kind of go, okay, let me try to get out there a little more?
Yeah, I mean, I think the older guys, they love when you get wins like this one, and galvanizes the group. Everybody feels good. You move on to the next one. You try to go get another one, and this is how you build momentum with a win like this. But we've got to make sure we capitalize.
Coach, does a win like this with your young talent kind of make you, in your mind, think of lineup switches when everyone's healthy, mixing the young with the old?
Well, it's tricky, you know, because you get maybe 5 guys back tomorrow, and we played 10 tonight. Can't play 15, so you know, some of the guys who played tonight aren't going to play tomorrow, and it's got to be okay for them and for everybody. This is what it takes to be a great team. You have to be able to sacrifice for the good of the group, and that means some nights are yours, some nights aren't. And fortunately, we got really good guys on our team, and they're committed to each other. And I feel confident that going forward, we'll have a lot of guys who are going to contribute, and every night will be a little different. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.